So hello YouTube viewers, welcome back. It's 75 here. I would like to thank my new subscribers, old subscribers and viewers for subscribing, for rating, for favoring my videos. I really appreciate it. And I also would like to thank everybody that participated on my weight loss journey video. The comments that you guys left on my it touched my heart, and I'm trying to put them to practice. I haven't done anything yet, but only drinking water. But anyway, in a different subject, we have today a story that we need to tell you that happened today, May 28, 2010.
11.
Right, 2011. Look, I'm all messed up.
Living in the past.
Yeah. Today we got you a story of tarot readers or palm readers. We went to a palm reader. And again, we got hustled again, right?
Once again. I don't know if you guys remember me from the horror at the braiding shop video. You can find it in my sister's channel. And in the video, in the horror of the braiding shop, I got hustled. We got hustled once again. And it is what it is. Sometimes you get hustled. And this is one of those times when we got hustled. I think the only positive side of getting hustled is that you can advise other people so that they don't get hustled, and that's the only good side of getting hustled. Everything else is just you just left with this sour bitterness inside. There's nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
Just vent and try to laugh at it and advise other people.
Okay, so before you start asking a tarot reader why you went to a tarot reader, you want to do some voodoo on somebody? No, that's not the case. All about cards and tarot reading, and even shells.
Yeah, the shells.
Yeah. This is cultural for us. A lot of Hispanic people do this. A lot, and other cultures too. But I only could talk about my culture, so that's what I'm saying. A lot of Hispanic people, do this. They want to seek for a light. They want to. Some guidance. So they go to this tarot readers or palm readers, to see if they could get something out of it. Tell me something, that's gonna happen in my life, etc. So we went. So you want to tell us a little story about that?
Yeah, it is basically, it's part of entertainment. It is entertaining, and it's also it's an experience that you go with your friends, you go with your family, your boyfriend, or whatever. You get the reading, so it is a little entertainment kind of thing. But mostly, you're not just doing it for entertainment. You really want for them to spark something, to give you some light, to kind of like give you some guidance, some path. Maybe you're in a crossroads, maybe you are afraid of making a decision on something, and maybe they will read something or look at something in your palm reading or your tarot reading that may give you that extra push that you needed to make that decision.
Now I want to say, this is not the first time that we had gone to read our palms. We had gone when we were living in Puerto Rico. We had gone through some people, and they had done that for us. They had done that for us. So and most of the time they really
they really guess correct.
Exactly.
They really tell you some things that you're like, there's no possible way that this person can know this, and it's very specific. That's the key when you're getting one of these readings. That is very specific to you. It's not a general statement. Like the world is round. It's not a general statement like that. It's something very specific to you individually. Something that you're going through individually, and that's how you know the person is not a charlatan. The person knows what they're saying.
And before you say, what's a charlatan? A charlatan is a person that is a hustler. It's a person that is
a poser, a hustler, somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. They're just a charlatan. They're just a clown, a bozo.
Exactly. So let's start with my story first. We got everything written down because we don't want to forget anything. So when we went to this tarot reader, which we're not gonna say where he's from or none of that, because that's irrelevant. We were together. She never stepped out of the room or nothing like that. We were together. I wanted him to read my palm and to throw the cards in front of my sister. I don't mind. So the first thing that he does is just take my hand, and he sprays some kind of oil, some kind of water, and then he just like press it. And he said, well, I see here a lot of blood. Do you had a miscarriage before? And I was impressed. I was like, wow, I kind of like looked at my sister like, okay, he's specific, he have a right guess, because before the baby I had a miscarriage. So I'm like, wow, and I'm like, yes, oh yes, I could see that your heart was broken by that, etc., etc. Then when he was asking all the questions, everything just went out the window because the things were not clicking. Such as, well, I see that you need a lot of money and all of that, and I'm like, everybody needs money. Like, tell me something that I don't know. Then after he finished reading my hand and whatever, then he threw out some cards, and then he was saying, okay, I see three men in here. And who are these three men? And I'm like, you tell me, who are they? Because I don't know them. I do not know them. Who are they? That's what I come to you for. Who are they? And then he's just like, well, I can't tell you the names, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Just a complete disappointment. He also mentioned, he said, "Oh, there's a person that thinks about you a lot. Would you like to know the name?"
And then I say, yeah.
Then he changed the subject.
Yeah.
Then later, at the end of the reading, he said, "You have any questions?" I jumped in and said, "Yes, we have a question. That person that's always thinking about her, and you had a name. You said you were going to give her the name. You asked her if she wanted to know the name. What's the name?" Well, to do that, we need to do a revelation. The revelation is extra. You have to come another day. I'm open tomorrow. Bring a lemon.
Which means more money. More
money. More time.
Exactly, for time. More money that we don't have. And we don't, plan to spend more money because it was $60. It was $30 each. So,
Which we never paid that amount.
Exactly.
That's usually like $10, $5 here. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But we're already there. We're already driven all the way there. So we're like, it's $30. Who cares? Whatever. We usually spend that in food and greasy food anyway.
Exactly.
Let's just do it, whatever.
Then he said something about, well, I see that you're gonna travel and this and that, and I'm like, okay, where am I gonna travel? Well, like, where you usually travel? It's like, oh my goodness, it's like he's asking me the questions, and I'm like,
and that's another thing. That's another key thing with the sidekick. With the psychic, you can't. If you give him personal information, you give him too much personal information, he's going to use that information against you later. He's going to use that information against you later. So don't give him any information. You should only give him your name and maybe your date of birth. That's it. Don't tell him that you have a boyfriend, that you have a husband, that your husband left you, that you have a kid, that you have problems, that you have, because whatever you tell them, they're going to use that against you. They're going to use it against you. One of the things that he did was somebody died recently. Remember, he said somebody died recently.
Yeah, he said somebody died.
No, he didn't say seriously. He said somebody died in your family. Have somebody died in your family, subscriber?
Or viewer?
Or viewer? Aren't we all going to die at some point? So isn't there a good chance that in your immediate family or distant family or friends or in the circle of friends, somebody has died at some point?
Oh
that's what you have to watch out. Those general statements. You know what I mean? Like, the world is round. Somebody died in your family.
What are you trying to say?
What are you doing? What is this? Another thing that was peculiar in your reading was the men. When he basically challenged, he got defensive.
Exactly.
He's like, I see 3 or 4 men here.
Exactly.
Who
and
are
I'm like,
they're thinking about you.
What are you talking
for
about?
Them.
Exactly. And honestly, I really don't give a damn who's thinking about me. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the person that I am now. And then, like, you trying to ask him for a name or something, and he can't even tell you the name, supposedly. Anyway, you know what? Let's just jump into your story, because that shit was hilarious.
Another thing that I found peculiar, and he did that to both of us, is, you guys are smokers. Well, we socially smoke.
Just like now.
So, we happened to have a smoke before going into the office. So he smelled the smoke automatically. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys are smokers.
Exactly.
And then he proceeded to say, well,
you're gonna have heart problems.
That's bad for you. You should quit. Guess what? It's in the label. We know it. My doctor could have said that for a lower copay. My doctor would have said that. Then he said the thing about you may have some heart problems. Well, we are overweight, and we know this. And once again, my doctor can tell me that. with a lower copay.
Now tell them about your story, because again,
Time is
I
good,
was there.
yeah. With me, it was he mentioned the smoking thing. The what threw me off was, and again I was still going forward because the first guest, basically he guessed about the miscarriage, and I was impressed. I'm like, whoa,
We were
that's very
impressed.
specific. So with me, the number, that was one of the first things that he did.
So we're gonna do an interpretation now, so you guys know how it went. Okay, so this is I'm gonna be the tarot reader, and my sister's gonna be my sister. So okay, so he said to her, okay, think about a number, and I'm gonna ask you for that number, and you're gonna let me know if it's the number that I'm thinking also. So it's 7.
No, it's 5.
It's 7.
No, it's 5.
Are you sure it was 5? Maybe you changed it because it was 7. I see 7.
I didn't change it. It was 5. From the moment you asked the question, I thought about a 5, and a 5 is what came to my head, and number 5 remained until you finish the question. From the moment you finish the question to now, it was always a 5.
And let me say that he was getting an attitude. He was getting hyped up. No, it's 7. You just changed it right now. You changed the number. But you were thinking about number 7. You wasn't thinking about number 5. You was thinking about number 7. And that's what
I thought about number 5. Cinco. 5. Like $5 foot long.
And that's where I start cracking up. Because it's just, oh my God, it was just so stupid.
Like the Subway commercial. It was like 5. Cinco, 5.
5, like Cinco de Mayo, 5.
Yes.
Cinco.
It was a 5.
And
There's no reason for me to lie.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make you look stupid. It was a 5. What do you want from me, man? See, he got this bully attitude to him. No, it was a 7.
And then what else happened?
Then after that, he read my palm. He did tell me about my money concerns. Duh.
That everybody
has money concerns. One of the main things with me was a car. He saw a card, which in the cards, there's all kinds of things in the cards, but there's not a car in the card. There's usually a man hanging from somewhere. There's the picture of death. There's cups, and there's all kinds of things, but there's not a car. So he saw a car. He saw a new car. I said, "You're thinking about buying a new car, right?" And I'm like, "No." "No, you are thinking about buying a new car." "No, I'm not."
But if somebody give you a car, like your husband, and that's how he come out, so again, defensive as hell. But if somebody is gonna give you a car, you're gonna take it, and then we're like,
who wouldn't? If somebody gives you a new car, here you go. Who wouldn't take it?
Well, we're trying to say with this true story, because this is a true story that happened today, is that you need to be careful, and you need somebody to refer you to this type of things.
Yeah, you need a referral. This
Yeah.
is just like the hair, just like the salons.
Exactly.
You need somebody that already went there, that liked the service, that believes in it. You need a referral. You can't just be doing this. You found somebody in the paper and you go over there.
No,
it's just a waste
that
of money and a
doesn't.
waste of time. Another thing with me was the produce. You need to be cleaned. You need a cleaning, a spiritual cleaning. Bring me a lemon. Bring me a clove of garlic.
Bring me a chicken.
Bring me a chicken. Barefoot Contessa.
Yeah,
all up in there.
exactly.
Barefoot Contessa. You basically go to the supermarket, grab a whole bunch of stuff from the meat department and from the produce department, bring it to him so that he can clean you up, and then he can prepare some dinner for himself.
And
this
was not gonna be free. That's another cost.
That's another cost, exactly. So he tells you, well, this is going to happen. The baby was the other thing. I see a baby.
Exactly.
I see a baby in the cards, and I'm like, you see a baby? Okay. When? And who is getting pregnant?
Exactly.
And when do you see this baby? Well, there's really no time frame. I can't see the time. Well, it doesn't say the time, but I see a baby. Guess what, people? If you have reproductive organs, unfortunately not everybody, some people can't, but most people, you have some reproductive organs and you're in a relationship, guess what?
Eventually, you're gonna get pregnant.
There's a good chance you're gonna get pregnant.
Yes.
Man, woman, that's a good chance. If you're a woman, you're gonna get pregnant, or if you're a man, you're gonna procreate. That's what the human beings do. They get pregnant. So without the time frame, I see a baby. Great, fantastic. When is this baby coming? Phenomenal. When is the baby coming? No time frames, no specific question, no specific answers. to your questions. Nothing specific. Oh, another biggie. Someone is going to jail.
Exactly.
Do you? He mentioned, even said, is anybody involved in some drugs?
Exactly.
Like,
And that's
excuse
where I
me?
exactly, that's where I jump in and I said, okay, drugs, who's on drugs? 'Cause I'm not on drugs.
I'm not on drugs.
And I don't know nobody that is close to me that is on drugs. So who's
Well, I didn't say that you guys are going to jail. It could be somebody close to you that's going to jail, or it could be a distant relative or a friend.
I mean, it's just, everything
Guess
just
what?
going wrong.
People go to jail every day, and there's a very good chance that you may know somebody that everybody has that. Oh my God! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why?
Don't freak me out. I'm sorry.
Oh my God!